I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
Barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button, man. I totally appreciate y'all tuning in. 9 Wise Below is steaming now. Shout out to Tyron Brown. That rhyme. Hey, Tyron, you can have that bar. All right. After you guys click the link, sit down and vibrate to this, man, because I want to bring it home and allow it to make sense. I remember when the George Floyd came in and everyone was talking about, we got to be a revolutionary. We got to stand up to what's going on. We got to fight back. We got to go in the middle of the street. We got to hold our ground, man. We got to stand up to white supremacy. And you know what I did? I took my money out of their banks. I know it's a one bank system, but I did the best I could do. And I taught my kids how to survive in the forest. Because if we want to be revolutionaries, we can't go to the supermarket. So I taught them how to harvest and plant and grow. As a matter of fact, Lincoln is here. Lincoln! Come here for a sec. And I think it's just important that we understand. We're gonna have to be uncomfortable. Here, Lincoln, tell the people. You don't have to go in here, but just stand outside the camera so they don't see you. During COVID, what did Daddy teach you how to grow in the backyard? Mommy and Daddy teach you how to grow in the backyard.
I don't know.
Well, what's in the backyard? What did we grow?
A garden?
The garden. And what's in the garden?
Plants?
Plants. And what type of stuff did we plant that we can eat?
Kale and lemons and oranges and
what did you grow that was really big?
Sunflowers.
And what else?
Corn.
Corn. What else?
I don't know.
We eat it in the summertime. It's red in the middle.
Strawberries.
Strawberries. And what else? One more. We grew one. And we cut it up in the kitchen.
Rosemary.
We got a lot of rosemary.
Kale.
And the watermelon.
What?
Watermelon. Get out of here, man. And I brought him in to prove a point. If we want to be revolutionaries, right? Everyone's pro-black on the internet. Everyone is questioning everybody's blackness and challenging everybody's blackness, right? Everybody. But in order for us to get to where we want to be, we got to be uncomfortable. And I didn't know where it was going. You know what I mean? There was a lot of crime and stuff going on all across America. So I wanted to prepare my kids just in case we had to give up our luxuries. And I said all this to say this. We're talking out of both sides of our mouth, black fans and black media. We're talking out of both sides of our mouth because we're saying George Kambosos should fight Devin Haney next to be undisputed. But last week we were saying all the sanctioning bodies were racist. So they're not racist if Devin Haney gets the fight. But in all likelihood, if he doesn't get the fight, they're going to be racist again. This is just a fact that we black trauma pimp ourselves. We're building our own selves up to be disappointed. We claim the WBC's racist, the WBA. Those are the two prominent. And we said the WBO is what Bob orders, right? WBA is what Al wants, right? Whatever it is, I don't know. We back Al, right? That's what it's called. And so we got to make up our mind. Are we gonna be uncomfortable? Because y'all got mad at me for not buying the tank fight. I don't have a subscription to Showtime, ESPN, The Zone, none of it. I'm uncomfortable for these fights. I got to figure out how to watch these fights. I haven't paid for a pay-per-view since Wilder, right? Yeah, since Wilder. We don't want to be uncomfortable. We just want to talk about being revolutionary. We want to talk about because it's profitable. See, everybody wants to share the same pain. Malcolm X died broke. I'm only going to use that example because he's the most important to me. No one stood behind him. No one stood beside him in mass numbers with money and finance to support him because they didn't want to feel uncomfortable because they would have been ostracized. Are we going to take a stand? Or are we going to say Devin Haney versus Kambosos should be next? We got to make it make sense. We got to stand on something or we fall for anything. You're setting yourself up for a great dive that's going to land on a 6x6 slab of concrete. George Kambosos can do what he wants. You really think that the business of boxing is designed for Devin Haney to succeed or fail? The same people that fight the system is the same people that say the goal is to get signed. I'm 100% independent, so I understand what it means to, relatively speaking. I know y'all smart ass is gonna say you pay taxes, you drive cars on the road. I know, as independent can be, that's who I am. And I think we're afraid. We got a coward syndrome in us. We do. We have a coward. We talk it. Is undisputed. I repeat that. Didn't the WBC tweet, Instagram post, one of them two, that Devin Haney and we still want Devin Haney to fight for that belt? Didn't we say before the fight is disrespectful? They asked him, no, they demanded that he apologize. They take his sanctioning fees. They tell him, what more information do you need? Do you need to see another cop shoot a black person to say to make you believe that systemic oppression is a reality? We got to make up our mind. Either we gonna fight the system and pull our money out, or we gonna shut the hell up. We can't talk out of both sides of our mouths. It's simple. And I get 30 DMs a day on this. Oh my God. And I appreciate the one since Jay, actually. He got it. And that's what inspired this video. We got to be uncomfortable. We got to go in the backyard and teach our kids how to be hunters and gatherers. I don't have a big backyard. So in California, we get house. I know y'all down south, y'all get half an acre and quarter acres and 3/4 of acre. They don't do that in California. The houses are literally right next to each other. I'm saying, so we get more house than yard in California. And that's the first thing I did. Next is I haven't done it yet, but Me and Lincoln gonna go in the backyard and shoot BB guns. I got to teach him how to handle a gun before I take him to the shooting range. And we got to teach our kids how to be independent, self-serving. If the world crashed, we got to teach ourselves to be mentally, physically, and spiritually independent of what we call this mass, this mass think tank. And it's challenging. So the challenge is on y'all. I mean, like I said, I stand on truth. I don't want to be pro-black anymore. I'm retiring that. I'm retired from that race because I saw what Al Heyman did. I saw what these fighters do. I see these fighters get disrespected by these sanctioning bodies, and they still go back and pay their hundreds of thousands of dollars, and then they get mad at media outlets. I don't understand how you can get mad at a media outlet or a fan, and you just paid the sanctioning body. Be whole. And these are the truths. You know, we can't demand and ask and beg for a unification about when the WBC says Devin Haney's not the champion. What more? What more do we want? I'm holding my mantle saying, let's fight. Let's pull our money. And we say, no, we got to negotiate. We don't have to negotiate. You own your money. You own your time. We don't need to negotiate nothing with these men and women in these suits and boxing. Once we pull our money out, it's simple. We get what we want. It's real simple. Simple math. Simple equation. Just like the barbershop, I don't know what the number is. I'm sure it was other platforms as well. I know we impacted that Tank Davis pay-per-view. The fans have spoken. Leonard Ellaby is having a temper tantrum on Instagram today. I got to catch up on that. I only saw one. I got to read the thread at some point tonight before the show. So tonight in the barbershop, man, when George Kambosos chooses someone other than Devin Haney, black media and black fans cannot say the WBA, the WBC, the WBO, the IBF is racist. Because if they were, if there's systemic oppression in most things that we do in life, many things that we do in life. If you claim that they were racist prior, right? That means you're willing to negotiate systemic racism. You're willing to bend a little bit for visual gratification because you're just watching a fight. I'm talking to the fans. You're just getting visual gratification. You're not getting nothing out of it. We don't know the fighters. I'm fortunate enough that I'm the liaison or the bridge to the fans. But at the end of the day, we should drop these belts. We can't say drop the belts and then say we need to push for a unification in 2021. Times has changed. Independent media dominates boxing. Stand up, black media, and be independent. Tell your base, we don't want unification. We want these fighters to drop the belts and we build our own. That's going to force their hand. But we negotiate. We're negotiating being disrespected. Well, as long as we get the Devin Haney Kambosos unification, we're not going to disrespect it for another 3 months. Bad old man. You know what I mean? But is it by any means necessary or by any genes necessary? Ain't that what Kanye said? I don't know, man. I just sit back and I marvel at it, man. I've matured into this into this perspective, and um, and when you know better, you do better. You know, like for example, I was pro Al Heyman, And then when Al Heyman, and I've literally had to watch Al Heyman choose right versus money, the man chose money. I literally saw it with my own eyes. I don't respect him anymore. I don't. I can't respect the man that says, "Oh, we got to get the bag," versus leaving 100 million people behind. That's basically what we're doing. That's basically what we're negotiating right now. Somebody got to stand up. If we don't, Devin Haney's gonna become Pernell Whitaker. I told you that's one of the things that inspired this channel is Pernell Whitaker. You know, my family originated in the Tidewater area. 757. Yeah, the business of boxing won't allow him. They're gonna know, excuse me, no, because he's in control of his own destiny. Thing in their power to create roadblocks for him not to become quote unquote the next Floyd Mayweather. Does he have a shot? He's 23. He's young enough. He can do whatever the hell he wants. But in order for him to do what the hell he wants, he has to make the sanctioning bodies bend. We don't talk about that point, that side of it. Floyd Mayweather made these sanctioning bodies bend. Bend. You heard me, bend. Feeble, weak, both knees on the ground. It's like us. It's like now that boxing has done what they've done with the WBA, undisputed, undefeated, unified champion at 147. No, have Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford fight. We enjoy negotiating being disrespected. It's simple math. And I know y'all gonna be mad at me for this video, but it's the truth. I don't negotiate being disrespected. I pull myself out. Win, lose, or draw. Whether we got to fight about it and talk about it. Fred doesn't do disrespect and stay. Never have, never will. Poor, broke, or it's part of being man. It's part of being a man. We talk about being a man in so many different capacities, but we want to negotiate disrespect. The WBC has said, Devin Haney, apologize for saying no white boy can beat you. Check. 2, George Kambosos is undisputed. And we're still asking for an undisputed fight. Meanwhile, what other champion can I? Oh yeah, what's the guy's name at 130? Oscar Valdez. He's a WBC champion, correct? At 130, he can take PEDs. No, excuse me. He could drink herbal teas. You see what we're negotiating here? Devin Haney don't need the belts to be a billionaire. He got the people on his side. But who gonna step up? We just want to be. Anyhow, man, I'm making too much sense in this video, man. I am. Shout out to Jay for inspiring me with this video, man. And we'll talk about it tonight. Feel free to come into the shop and disagree. Prove me I'm wrong. Because next week, in about a month, when George Kambosos chooses his opponent, and it's not Devin Haney, you know what we're gonna say? Oh, it's racism. The business of boxing don't want it. It's racism. That's black trauma pimping at its finest. That's the highest level of black trauma pimping. We only can function as a collective in pain. We only can collective. We only can in a collective of being as having a deficit. We can't function together moving forward. You know how I can prove it? NFL, NBA, boxing. We dominate those 3 businesses. And yet the people that wear the suits don't look like us and they control us. Kyrie Irving is not playing and not one person from his team says I'm standing with Kyrie Irving. I'm not playing either. Don't you know what that would have did to the NBA? Or how about Colin Kaepernick prior to him getting becoming a businessman? Um, they'll catch passes from Colin Kaepernick, but they won't not play. That's why I said it wasn't a boycott. I'm doing whatever I want as it pertains to that. There's no difference between the. Let me explain something to you guys. There's no difference between the NFL and boxing. It's not. It's the same billionaire friends running the whole gamut, man. That's all. It's a good boys. It's a good old boys club, right? Is that what they call it? So if you watch basketball and you don't watch the NFL, it's you know, you rather get drowned than get caught on fire. Same difference from the big picture, right? From the big picture. It's what are we gonna do? So I wish us luck because you already know how I feel. Pull everything out. Pull everything out. And black media and black fans get on one accord and say, you know what? We're not just like the WBA this weekend. Not one media outlet. I don't give a fuck if you black, Asian, whatever, Mexican, not one media site has spoken about how the WBA, Al Heyman, and whoever else has has literally corroborated against the Fox family. Mikhail Fox and Alistair Fox, that's his name. Forgive me but the Fox brothers. And I know they're not as popular as other brothers in boxing, yet right is right and wrong is wrong. But we're not going to stand on that, though. We only pro-black when it's easy. Hence, we want a unification bout with Devin Haney and Kambosos. Anyways, man, I'm running amok. Boy, it's 5:46, man. Congratulations to Steph Curry. I heard he broke the record. I didn't see it, but I heard he broke the record tonight at Madison Square Garden. Gosh darn it. What? Man, anyways, man, congratulations. He earned it. Barbershop Conversations, you guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget 9 Wise. Click the link below. 9 Wise, man. I didn't wait for no pie in the sky to do this film. I produced it myself. I did it. Through all the criticism, through all the naysayers, I did it myself. And May 19th of next year, I'm dropping another bomb. Another bomb. Because I do what I want. I'm shooting it. I'm filming the day Malcolm X was murdered by the hands of black men. February 20th, February 21st, and I'm releasing it on the day he was born, May 19th. Because I do what I want. I create my own schedule. I ain't got to wait for no check. I ain't got to wait for no permission. Y'all need permission to be black. Yeah, you need a day off. Like Kwanzaa's coming up, Juneteenth. Your boss gave you the day off so that he said you can act black. And then he asked you, what do y'all eat for oh man, barbershop conversations, man. This is too fun. But black media and black fans, we got to choose. Do we want unification? Because if we want unification, because we've had a string of police brutalities against black people, we've had a string of them. So we know in boxing, I'm creating an analogy. We've had a string of disrespect from sanctioning bodies, right? I agree. But we can't ask for a unification if we don't get the unification, say it's racist. What do we want? Equality? What do we? Let's get equity, y'all. Equity, equity, equity. I'm gone, man. This is peace.